Most people are extras in their own movie. Which role are you playing? That quote really hit me hard. I was watching this training from Bob Proctor. You may have heard of him. I was over on YouTube, and he was saying that many people just go through life never living up to their potential. They're thinking some people got it and other people don't. And he just brought out the point that most people are extras in their own movie. And I was like, wow, that hit me hard. I mean, they make someone else the star and never live up to their potential. And see, the truth is, there's no one alive that can guess what you or myself are even capable of. So let's talk about that movie of yours. And let's think about like Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker, Indiana Jones. You insert your favorite character, whatever. And you're about to find out. So, hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here. Welcome to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing you rapid results in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge your battery and reclaim your power. All right, before we get into all this great stuff, and really fun, like being the hero of your own story. Before we get into all that stuff, make sure you head over to my calendar. It's wide open for podcast listeners like you. Head over to talktoperry.com. I made my podcast or my calendar wide open just for my awesome listeners or viewers, because you're here on YouTube, right? And it's all about keeping that energy high and reaching all of your goals. And I want to help you recharge your battery. And I'm talking about your mental and your physical battery, so that you can reclaim that power of yours. And we'll do that in 15 minutes. That's over at talktoperry.com. We all love that hero's journey. I just got done watching, that was a Sandra Bullock movie. They were in a jungle and stuff. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but I know she was a hero, right? But that's why we love the blockbusters in the theater, right? The hero comes to that realization in their life that they're meant for something more. They receive some sort of call to action, which is, they usually refuse, this call to action or this tug because of uncertainty, because of fear, because of worry. And they end up meeting a mentor who helps them navigate the new journey and give them new perspective, new insights on their mission. And what I love is the mentor somehow just either just disappears or fades, just fades off somewhere, and all of a sudden the person that's going to be the hero, is now navigating their new world on their own. And a lot of it's through trial and error. And the cool thing, and I've experienced this too, is the hero often meets a number of allies and friends, enemies too. And the hero faces circumstances that calls into question their ability to succeed. And I can think of so many things. Was like when I was going to become a teacher, then all of a sudden I'm like, should I become a teacher? Each failure ends up building their confidence, because they're not looking at things as failure, or they're just like, oh, what are the lessons learned? What are the blessings that I've received here? And their confidence grows. And then they face their biggest challenge, right? I don't know. Have you ever played Nintendo or anything like that, where you've got the characters in there? I was a big Legend of Zelda fan. You've got the big monster at the end they got to defeat. So the hero, it's able to overcome the villain, and bam, the hero returns home a changed person, going like a new level self, right? Never the same again, because of the experiences and the perspective and the confidence building. Think of Lord of the Rings or any comic book characters. We've seen all of the different comic book movies out there, Harry Potter, Star Wars, you name it. So, but what lessons can they teach? Especially when it comes to health and fitness, developing superpowers. Do you need a wand? A lot of times I ask people the magic wand. If I could wave a magic wand tomorrow, what would you love to happen? And more importantly, I'll say, and what will you do to keep that? Or do you need a DeLorean maybe to go backward or forward in time? Or can you just start living up to your true potential now? So let me share my hero's journey. Maybe you can relate to some of this. But, as I'm sharing this, I'm sure that you'll be going into your mindset of your own journey. I was a former 2-pack a day smoker. I was a teacher, a technology geek, and I loved to sit at a computer, create fun things, eat pizza, drink Mountain Dew, drink beer. And I noticed the belly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And in 2003, so we're already talking almost 20 years ago, I finally committed to doing a fitness program after avoiding it for a whole year. And I started doing it, and I got great results. And, there were some things that took me on this little side journey once in a while, but I was still driven. I was still going. I was still learning. And unfortunately, after my wife was joining me and she was getting great results, she was tragically killed in a car crash with a semi-truck. And that brought a whole new set of circumstances into my life. Things spun out of control. And I sat back and went, what is the one thing, what is something that I can control when life seems so out of control? And so I used fitness to work through the grief. I didn't know where things were going to go. I didn't know what life was going to look like. I was kind of going through in a fog, but I used fitness to work through it. I'm like, I know I can show up for myself and at least put in the time and effort. It wasn't all full-fledged, but over the next few years, I got really connected to a fitness community and other people just like me, doing workouts, eating healthy, living, striving to live happy and healthy, fulfilling lives, right? And it was hard getting through those dark days, but the community, the friends, the alibis, just like in the hero's journey, they helped me immensely. And I struggled with food binges and depression and loneliness. And I was trying to run a dog rescue, get back into teaching. I was running a side business where I was doing web design and video production. But I pressed forward. And then I faced my biggest challenge, overcoming my mindset. It was me. I was my biggest challenge, realizing that I was the one in control when life was so out of control. That was a big aha for me. So I kept going. I got in the best shape of my life, and I haven't looked back. So the hero in me presented new opportunities, a new journey, a next level self to where I could do things. And a friend called and invited me to share and inspire and help others, And so that was another thing. I actually made this a career and I was initially skeptical because I'm like, who am I to help inspire and coach people and help people out and with health and fitness stuff. But I realized there was something more that I needed to do in life. So that's where I started coaching. I started helping people, and that's my biggest thrill. Is as you're going through, and this also helped. As my teaching career and my technology career advanced, it presented new opportunities along the way. So with the health and fitness, my biggest thrills are helping people get results. And when people message me, because of you, I lost 10 pounds. Because of you, I lost 100 pounds. I impressed my doctors. My doctors took me off my meds. I mended my relationships with my kids. I ran my first 5K. I ran my first Spartan race. I have a better relationship with my coworker. I agree now with and get along with my boss. I'm stronger. I'm happier. My jeans I haven't fit into in years fit. When people message me like that, I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. That was the real thrill for me. And so a few years later, I found love again. As a matter of fact, as of this recording today, is my 12-year anniversary. But I got married to Hillary 12 years ago, and that hero's journey continues. So your health and your fitness, it's a journey for you. You want to be the hero and the main character in your own movie, not an extra. You have a desire to want more out of life, and not be locked into seeing whatever your current circumstances is. Just, I know it's easy to just say, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but you will get there. I mean, the hero never knows how they're going to get there. They just keep moving forward and keep, they take on the challenges. They push forward with uncertainty. They step out of their comfort zone. There's fear, there's anxiety, there's excitement, almost to the point that it would just be easier to not do anything, just to go back into the comfort zone. But that's not reaching your potential either, is it? It's not stepping up into that next level. And that's your tipping point. Something that pushes you into action. Maybe, for some people, it's news from a doctor. Maybe it's the fact that you don't like shopping for larger clothing anymore. Maybe it's that you just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe it's you just can't avoid it anymore. So you find a mentor, you find a coach, you find somebody for inspiration. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a streaming workout, maybe it's a nutrition plan, maybe it's a trainer, maybe it's some sort of video on YouTube. But you get into action and you start to practice. It's repetition. You start to get better. Along the way, you find some allies, some friends who motivate you and support you. There's and you find people who are also on the same journey as you. You help each other stay accountable. Enemies come along the way. I'll say like temptations, having that binge weekend, long, busy, exhausting weeks. Maybe it's this, you got a cold or something, negative self-talk and those limiting beliefs. Sometimes those try to sabotage you and pull you back into old habits again. But you keep pushing forward. More obstacles appear. Holidays, birthdays, lack of motivation, social events, festivals. But you keep pushing forward with persistence. And some of these, they don't go well, but some of them do. And the wins they start to add up more and more and more, smaller. And the victories, I don't even want to say big or small because they're victories, right? You start to choose healthier foods. You do a few extra reps in your workouts. You're getting stronger. Maybe you shave a few minutes off of your run time. Maybe you're walking up the stairs without getting winded. Maybe you start ordering healthier at restaurants, or you come home with groceries and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't buy anything that was like going to trigger temptations or food binging, eating binge or whatever. You become into this slowly yet persistently transforming into the hero that you desire to be. Then the big obstacle, the big villain that comes up. And I'm not saying it happens every time, but I'm just kind of building it up because of the movie stuff right here. But you sign up for that Tough Mudder, or you're going after that last 10 pounds, or you're going to do a marathon in honor of somebody. Perhaps it's something that you were just too afraid of, but you signed up for it anyway. Maybe it's a body competition. Maybe it's skydiving or something. Then it clicks. The battle wasn't the weight. It wasn't even the villain at all. It wasn't even external. The battle and the victory was within you. Overcoming your doubts, overcoming your fears, overcoming the limiting beliefs, the worries, the self-defeating habits. So in whatever form of this final obstacle presents itself, where, and this is the most important part, is realizing that, fighting through wasn't the weight or the food. You weren't fighting some external force. That wasn't preventing you from being happy all those years. You had it within you all along. You've been battling yourself all along. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I've unlocked the code. I've cracked the code. I've gone to the next level. You become powerful, and you're realizing you can take total control of your destiny. And once you've defeated that, for movie purposes, we'll call it evil twin of yourself. You realize you can't go back to the way things were. Your previous self, you're not going back. For instance, I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker. I don't identify myself as a smoker, not even a former smoker. That was an old version of me. Things are never the same. You learned, you've grown, you've become a new self, a new person. You've improved both physically and mentally. New confidence, new skills, new energized look on life. New opportunities present themselves. Congratulations, hero. Oh, let me give you a high five. All right. I know, cheesy stuff. But you're ready to take on newer, bigger challenges that still scare you. But you have proof now that you can do it. You can do hard things. You can make things easier than they need to be. You now know you can simplify. When something needs to change, you know you can do it. You know that you deserve to live a happy, healthy, fulfilling life. And you have the power to do it. Stepping into that next level self, that gives me a rush right there. Remember when I was telling you that I get one of the biggest rushes from my clients when they say, because of you? Actually, it isn't because of you, Perry. They should be pointing it back to themselves and saying, because of me, I did it. I took on the challenge. I stepped in to my next level self and started doing the things to take things to a whole another level. And there's more levels to go. So it's knowing that it's going to take some work, some discipline. Your mind's going to give you, sometimes it's going to give you reasons why you shouldn't do it. But the universe, it'll enhance it with some obstacles and challenges to help you learn and grow. And you may come up with excuses, time, kids, no motivation, maybe there's a minor injury. But that gives you the time to decide. You're at a crossroads. You get to make a decision. What will you decide? To be an extra or to be the hero? Should you choose to move forward? I am here to help you. That's where I say, hop on a free recharge call with me at talktoperry.com, because I want to hear your goals. I want to hear what things you're working through, what struggles you have. And these calls are free. And I can tell you within 15 minutes of us talking together where you're going to get the best results from, which direction to go, so that you can recharge your battery and reclaim your power. And I'll give you 3 strategies so that you can boost your energy, reclaim your time, and make you the priority, the hero in your own movie. And how would your life look different if your battery is running at 100% every single day? And I'm talking about your mental and your physical battery. That's over at talktoperry.com. You can get on my calendar. I can't do the work for you, but I can give you the inspiration, the tools, the resources, and the tips. But you need to motivate you to push yourself through the obstacles, to be persistent, to build those small wins. And those small wins do add up. And along the way, you'll have a group of friends, a group of allies for support. Everyone's on a journey. So, and you'll still face those little battles, the food, the parties, showing up for your workouts, the lack of motivation, the friends and family who will attempt to lead you in a different direction. But your buddies are there to help you. And I'm here to help you. So you continue on your journey. You follow your plan. You win more battles. You reach to a new level self. The results, they might take a little bit, but you still press forward. You'll find some distractions along the way where somebody's got the latest fad diet or gimmicky workouts, but you're getting so glued in and so focused that you put on your blinders and you learn your lessons along the way, and you figure out ways to grow and press and move onward. And finally, you reach that goal. You feel fantastic. You sometimes feel a little bit bittersweet about it when it's like, oh my gosh, I've let that old self go. What's next? Oh, I miss some of the old self stuff. But do I really? And you influence other people along the way, and they want to join you on your adventure, and you're ready for new goals. So now it's your turn to put yourself first, become your own hero. And just know, you can choose to step into your potential, take control, use your power, or you can let the alibis, the excuses, the justifications totally control you and drain your power. So it's deciding to yourself. It's deciding and committing to yourself and your goals. And it's going to take time. It's going to take focus. It's going to take persistence. But it's choosing to figure out and stepping into that hero version of you. Figuring out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Drop those in the comments. I do respond to those. You absolutely rock, my friend. I know, a little longer podcast, but I wanted to share that hero's journey, your hero's journey with you. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.